Hi, so this is part two of the abstinence video that I was recording. So I was trying to talk about the different intimacies, and I just want to share a couple more with you before I move on with that conversation. So what I did was I spoke about intellectual intimacy, I talked about social intimacy, and I talked about physical intimacy. But there are also other intimacies, and that includes aesthetic intimacy. Now that involves sharing something beautiful. So looking at the stars outside, looking at the ocean, or listening to a beautiful song or poetry or any of those things. That's another intimacy. There's other intimacies, and those are affectionate intimacy, and that is simply rubbing their hair or their back or their shoulder, just showing some kind of affection. There's emotional intimacy, and that involves all of the feeling words. I feel like you're the best thing that ever happened to me. You are so awesome. You're so beautiful. You are so amazing. All those things are part of that emotional intimacy. And there are so many more different types of intimacies, but the last one is that sexual intimacy. So know that you don't have to engage in sexual intimacy. As a matter of fact, if you ever had a guy, dated a guy or a girl, and they had that best friend and their connection was pretty strong, it's because they engage in other kinds of intimacy. So you want to make sure that you are engaging in those kinds of intimacies with your significant other as well. Once you enter into that sexual intimacy, that is often the main event, and that is often the main focus of the relationship, and all the other intimacies kind of tend to suffer, and that doesn't build a well-rounded whole relationship. And so I encourage you to practice abstinence. It will bless your relationship. You will be doing it God's way. And trust me, on that wedding night, when the celebrations are over and you and your significant other go to that hotel room, there is no other experience like that. It might be, it might be scary, but it's such a magical moment. And for the rest of the marriage, you have something to really look forward to, because it's not something that you're used to already. It's something that you saved. It's something that you waited for.